I mean, he's fine now. I don't
Oh,
know
you
what he's
fun
doing.
now.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just fucking hold it to my. I will put the mic in my mouth for this entire episode. It's fine, dude.
That's hot.
Shut up.
All right, Max, what's your score?
It's on 10, right?
No, it's
Are
on
you recording
50.
right now?
It's on 50.
For Naruto, yeah.
That's interesting.
It always has been.
Yeah.
It's a 40. It's 44.
Holy moly!
44.
It's
God
one
damn,
point
bro.
less than Full Metal.
For a long, really ass long manga
He's
that
got a
turned
point
out to
there.
be sick anime and like yes, power
Uh,
system.
Half
Let's
of it was
ignore.
sick.
As a casual like manga person, like it's pretty decent.
All right. Well, I guess that's our cold
Pretty
open.
decent. It's 44. All right.
Yeah.
God damn.
What did you guys rate it? 38, 37?
Me and Yuan rated it like a 30, and then
Yeah.
Etienne rated it a 37, and had you fucking listened to the episode, you piece of shit, you would have known that.
I'm naturally gonna give higher scores.
Yeah, that's
That's
fine.
that's good. Because
We
we'll
know you
need
have
somebody
no
to give a
taste.
high score to this thing.
Oh my god, we're giving this a score? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we might as well.
We need to give this as a new writer.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
they
there's
did.
the cold
It's
open.
on Netflix, and it's actually good.
Yeet. That's
Ah, dude,
honestly, we can make this a fucking short and then watch the anime
like a
and make that
two-parter.
a short. Yeah, like a little two-parter.
We could. Oh, there's no episode count. Sweet. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Manga for Dummies. We're,
That's the best
is it?
part of the
Is it?
episode, dude.
Are we considering this a new season? Nah, it's a short.
Nah,
So
it's a
No.
short.
yeah, it's a short. All right. Welcome to our newest short on Devilman.
Mm.
Um. So why did we pick Devilman? Good question. Um.
So
Max. It was
go on
Max.
Netflix.
Yes.
Scrolling through the anime section as I do. I've
Mhm.
seen this come up in my suggestions so many times and just did not bother to open it because it looked silly. Now, trying to find a completed manga to review, quite difficult because most of them stay incomplete because, authors don't like to finish their works because they're
Right.
animals.
Right.
So, seeing this Devilman popping out of my face, I'm like, there's a link. Seen it so many times in my suggestion box. Might as well read it. What a regret. That was.
I mean, at least it was short.
Hey man, at least it was finished. Yeah, you know what? We gave you one rule. Probably should have been a little more specific, but you know what? You did your job, man. We can't even be mad. You
Yeah,
did your
You
job.
did
played
the
by the rules.
minimum, buddy. You
You
did.
did the
It's not
bare
that it's
minimum.
bad. The start is somewhat funny for how strange it is because it's like a parody of itself.
All right. Well, you know what, Max? Since this is your baby here, why don't you go ahead and
No,
generalize
no, you explain
the
it. You
plot
seem
the
to have a
plot
good
here?
grasp of it.
No,
All right.
Take it
How about
away.
this? I
I don't
actually
want to.
went through all the information and got the publication history. Should we just start
Oh
with that?
yeah. Let's start with that.
Cool.
Well, yeah, sure. Let's start with that.
All right. So if you guys thought the series itself was a little complex, let me give you its background. So to
Damn.
start off, we need to go back to 1300s with Dante. I need to think of how am I supposed to pronounce this. It's an Italian name.
Okay.
Alighieri, Dante
Mm.
Alighieri. Sound about
Yeah.
right?
No,
Yeah.
you. It's not, but you did your best.
All right. Well,
How about we
he.
ask our own Italian member to pronounce
A
this?
resident Italiano.
Well,
All right.
Yeah.
could you put it in Discord
Yes,
so I
yes,
can
Paisano
sure.
see how it's
Italiano.
spelled?
Hey.
Yeah.
Let me get
Hey.
it to you.
Who? It's me,
It's a spicy meatball. Yeah.
Dante Alighieri. Ah, no, yeah, you were pretty close, dude.
Nice,
Well,
got it.
see, VJ out here just talking smack.
Yeah. So in the 1300s, this gentleman wrote the Divine Comedy, which was a series of poems that spoke to life, death, afterlife, gods, devils, paradise, and hell. Which some of these themes might seem a little similar to what we're doing today. Um, but then from there we
Is
had
that where
this.
Dante's Inferno come from? It comes from?
Maybe.
Yeah, the Divine Comedy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Divine
That,
Comedy.
yeah.
Right? Yeah, there you go. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dante's
Super
Inferno.
famous stuff that's not my wheelhouse.
It's a pretty good game if you guys want to try that out.
I need to play that. We're getting off topic. Go ahead, you want?
All right. So then we skip about 500 years and we
Damn.
arrive to the 1880s, where we have Paul Gustave Doré, who drew pretty much using this Divine Comedy as inspiration, drew some illustrations on it. Some of them are pretty
Hmm.
good, some of them pretty bad. I don't really know much about art. But then
Fair.
we arrived to the 1970s, where Go Nagai, the author of what we're reading today, found what Paul did, and he liked it, so he started a series called Demon Lord Dante in Kodansha, which is just this company's Bokura magazine. Um, if you've heard of the name before, you might have heard of it called Mao Dante, and there's a revival that's like sort of like a revival in 2003. The reason why he stopped doing it in the 1970s is that the magazine itself shut down, but got rebranded into the Weekly Shonen magazine. Now,
Okay.
you might have heard Weekly Shonen magazine. I don't want you to get it confused with Weekly Shonen Jump because the tone
Okay.
is slightly older and like it's aimed at an older audience. So it
More
has
mature.
series like Ippo, it has Ace of Diamonds, Fire Force, and even has one of my favorite current running mangas, Blue Lock. So why do I say all this? So
I don't know.
essentially, Go Nagai, who's the author of Devilman, was was fucked over by this Bokura magazine closing down and rebranding because his series was pretty much done. But
Okay.
Toei Animation, which you guys may know as the animation studio behind stuff like One Piece, Digimon Adventures, and Zatch Bell, came to him
That's
and was
two out of the
like,
three that are good.
"Yeah, yeah, I know, I don't really like One Piece." Uh,
Oh,
I will never
sorry.
miss an opportunity to shit on One Piece, dude.
um. Anyway, the animation studio came to Go Nagai and he went like, "Yo, bro, I like what you did with Demon Lord Dante. If you tone it down just a tiny bit and like make something similar, we could turn that into anime." So
Wait, Devilman is a toned down version of
yeah, you didn't let
Jesus
me
Christ.
finish. You didn't let me finish.
Oh
So
God.
Go Nagai said like, "Yeah, I'll do that." So when he turned in the script, you the animation studio realized that he did the exact opposite and made it even darker. And that, my friends, is Devilman.
Wow, dude. Way to just shit on this dude who gave you who gave you a second chance.
Just like, could you please tone it down? Yeah, 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 tone it down.
Yeah, no problem,
Fuck
bud.
this.
Everyone.
What else?
Now
Well,
I want to make it even darker.
other than Dante, whatever the fuck, has he done anything else? This author?
He has done a lot of stuff, but it's all in the 1970s, and the themes are all very similar. I looked through the list. I didn't recognize any of these, but I don't know. You can see like there's like that thing called like same face syndrome. You'll realize
Oh.
that he definitely has like the same face for all his main characters.
I feel
Um,
that's also a product of the time though, because that art is very reminiscent of that older generation
yeah,
of
like
manga, like
Astro Boy
Astro
kind of thing.
Boy and yeah, like Astro Boy, Blackjack. Like they all kind of have that similar art style.
Mhm. I have a tiny little tidbit about Devilman Crybaby. So
Sure.
as Etienne sort of told us, it's a 2018 Netflix exclusive anime adaptation. And the main
Yay.
difference is that instead of the
It's
1970s
better.
setting,
Oh,
the setting is now in the 2010s. Is that right? I didn't.
I think so, yeah.
And
It's been a
then,
while since I watched it.
apart from just an adaptation, it was also made to celebrate the author's 50 years as a creator. So he
Yeah,
is
good for him,
one
man.
old motherfucker.
Well, yeah, dude, he
Man,
started this shit
why
in the
me into stuff
1300s
game?
apparently.
Well, no, it's
Sorry, that was my attempt at humor. I am very tired.
yes, the Divine Comedy.
Yeah, nice. Very nice.
Yeah, so I
Sorry,
mean,
Max. Sorry to
nice.
cut you off there, Max. What were you going to say?
So we follow the story of Akira Fudo, a boy whose friend turns him into a Devilman, which is basically a mix of a human and a demon, which will let him use his superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
So it follows his story about how he tries to rid the world of other demons who are trying to take over control because they used to populate the Earth, but then after the Ice Age happened, they were all frozen. So now they're back for revenge and power.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
it.
that's pretty much
Pretty
it.
much.
Um, well, okay. So minor spoilers for you dummies at home, but most of us apparently did not enjoy this series. So, why don't we go down the line and maybe talk a little bit about what you didn't like, and then we could end on maybe a higher note and maybe mention some things that some of us did like.
All right.
First two volumes were fine. It's one of the last ones. It was just like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah. I also, I guess I could start. The thing that bothered me the most was that 20-year time skip. I feel like we, I feel like we glossed over
Yeah,
a
do
little
it.
bit. Yeah, because I mean, first of all, general impressions when I started was that you can. I mean, the show. I don't want to say it didn't age well, but it definitely shows its age in its art and maybe its dialogue, and sometimes its translation. But that can't be helped. That always happens. Well, that always happens. It happens to a lot of manga.
Yeah, weirdly enough, like the demons and all that, I think are the drawings are pretty cool and the designs are like interesting and all that. And then you look at the main characters and they look like a circle with eyes and they always have
Or
the
maybe
same
like
face.
the early.
I
Like,
mean,
yeah, go for it.
the main character legit looks like Saint Seiya.
And I was gonna say, like, remember like the early bullies from like chapter one? Those look like Popeye characters.
They do.
Some
They
early
fucking do.
Disney
I thought the
shit.
guy.
One of
I
them
thought
dressed
the
like
guy-
JoJo, even though they came before JoJo. That's just
Yeah,
Fuck
straight up
Jotaro
JoJo,
Kujo?
dude. JoJo be stealing from this shit.
definitely.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because honestly, when compared to anime, did Berserk come out at around the same time as this one did, or did it come out a little after?
I also wanted to look at that because
Well, regardless of how far in
Berserk
between
came out in
the
1988, so roughly
Yeah.
a
so like
decade.
a decade later. Okay, then in that case, I could give it a pass because like I said, in that era, a lot of the manga art looked similar, and maybe it was a limitation of the medium, or maybe it was the fact that authors had a bit of a time crunch, similarly to how they do now. But back then they had less time. I don't want to say the art was bad, but it was very simplistic and I mean, for the tone of the series, I want to say it's overly cartoony sometimes. How, like, just sometimes, dude, like, I'm sorry, sometimes Devilman just looks fucking silly, dude. When, when his fucking eyebrows grow like tendrils and shit, and he just like shocks people. I like can't take moments like that seriously. And that's on me because I I I I can't see past the art and the story it's trying to tell right now. But as an artist, it kind of hurt me to see some shit like this sometimes, and just be like, what the fuck am I looking at right
Well,
now?
I mean, as an artist though, like, do you remember like the first, I want to say, 10-ish pages in chapter one or volume one? There
Yeah.
was
Yes,
like,
I will. The scenery, like the jungles, I think like the
yeah.
jungles and all that. That looked great. I can't fault them for that. That looked really good. But overall, 10 pages can't cover for however
Yeah,
many
that's
chapters are in here. I think it's 5 volumes or something.
Mhm.
And it doesn't get worse per se, but I do think that sometimes the impact of the show is lessened because of the quality of the art.
It's not only that. Sometimes his drawing just don't make sense with the script itself. Like they were
Ooh.
talking about something serious, like my father died. But the
Mhm.
guy is smiling. Like what?
Yeah.
Like he has this stupid grin on his face.
You're talking about what's the
Like,
name of
what?
his
What is
boyfriend?
happening? Right
Rio.
now?
Rio.
Yeah, Rio.
Yeah.
But he's a bit weird.
He is a bit of a
Rio's
weirdo,
been
yeah.
weird like the whole time. It's not like, oh, it's such a weird shift of him. Because the whole, when they go to the Sabbath thing, and he just starts fucking
Yeah,
Murder.
massacring
literally.
people.
That's the thing. Like he's laughing and joking, and then 2 minutes later, he's like stabbing people. There's a lot of tonal inconsistency throughout the series, and the art plays into that. Um, but anyway, I just want to say like that was something that bothered me a little bit, and also that 20-year time skip. I don't know, maybe the author was told like your shit's done, bro. You gotta shut it all down, or maybe he just didn't feel like writing a longer story. But there was a lot glossed over there that I feel we should have seen. So
Still
those are the
spicy.
thing. Those are I think those are the two big things that I didn't like about the series.
All
Yeah.
right.
Uh,
How about you, Tian?
but one thing that really struck me was the, probably one of the biggest exposition dump ever,
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right.
where the whole thing starts, and the rhythm of at first is pretty cool. We get that Akira's just a big crybaby, where he cries all the time and all that,
Mhm.
and he's confronted by bullies, and his friend Miki. Miki
Yeah.
is like,
Yes.
she's getting, yeah, pretty much bullied. Shout out to Miki, who's just a fucking badass in those moments, by the way. I'm like, but and then Ryu comes along and goes like, I need to talk to you. Akira is like, really, Ryu? Is like, yeah, come with me. I have a gun. And then they get in the car, and it becomes text. There's text for pages and pages and pages and pages. And like usually I don't mind when there's some exposition that's. I think the whole volume it becomes that.
Yeah, that was some Attack on Titan shit.
Yeah.
Just
Exactly.
fucking pages and pages. You know what? It's especially weird that they do that because in the first 10 pages there is no dialogue and you get the story
Yes.
completely. You know?
Or at
So
least
it's even weirder that they did that.
you don't necessarily get the story at the beginning because you're like, oh, what's happening? But like when they give that exposition later, you sort of, oh, okay, that's what the first 10 pages were. And then
Well,
I feel like he could have
yeah.
mixed and matched a little bit of both so that we're not just looking at just pictures, we're not looking at just text, which would have been nice.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, it's like you got it, right? Like they were in the Jurassic period. You saw the dinosaurs, you saw these pixies or whatever, and then you saw these monstrosities killing dinosaurs, killing pixies, and then the fucking title is Devilman, so you're like, oh, okay, so these are probably devils. And then the freezing happens, and then these archaeologists discover them in the ice. Like I feel like there were no beats of the story that were missed there, and the fact that the author re-brought that up in that huge ass chunk of exposition, it was redundant.
I just feel like a lot of, and maybe that was a standard at the time for mangas and all, but there's just a lot of text in general for things
Jesus,
that
dude.
just we're seeing.
Show
An
don't
image is
tell,
worth
bro.
1,000 word, but you don't need to put 1,000 word in the image.
But then the image is worth 2,000 words, bro.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah, that was one thing that. Other than that, like the I think some of the monsters were pretty cool.
Ye-
The turtle one.
Oh
The
god, the
king.
turtle
The
one.
turtle, yeah, the turtle
Hey,
one was
cool.
fucked. Xenon was cool. Yeah.
Xenon was cool. Yeah. Uh, I don't know if they represent like yokais or creature like that exists in Japanese folklore
They
or
must have been
mythos.
inspired on some level from that.
Yeah, I mean they kind of look it a bit.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I feel like the demon representation in the manga was well done. They're not supposed to look like too appealing. Some of them are like absolutely monstrous.
Yes, you can definitely tell that they are demons.
Yeah.
All the ones
I was never
with
like,
their
I don't know, is
mouths
that
there.
a small?
Yeah,
Yeah.
every woman who got possessed by a demon just got demon titties. It was
Oh
just
yeah.
True. That's
their
very
titties
true.
became mouths every time.
So I guess I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think okay. Even though I won't say I like this, I also can't say this was necessarily bad.
Mm.
I think this is something that you almost had to be like in a very specific state to understand like what he's going for.
Okay.
Like for example, there's bits at like when he said when they were in that like nightclub place, which I don't know how that connected to his house somehow, or
Yep.
I think
like
he was just I think he just organized the dance party in his basement.
yeah, okay then. I don't know why people would go
Yeah.
there, but like when he explained like oh demons when human emotion outrides our thinking capacity demons can enter. I'm like
When they
okay.
lose their reason, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I can almost see what you're going for here. Um,
You take, there's a bunch of hippies, by the way.
yeah, it's a
It's
bunch of
a
hippies.
bunch of hippies
Yeah.
gathered together, play music and party, and he gave them drugs and booze.
Hmm.
That's what
I mean,
happened.
shit, I'd go to that party.
Okay, can I just put in the little moment where he takes out a cigarette and Akira's like, "Whoa, you're gonna smoke?" And
Like that's
Ryu's
the
doing
worst
like,
part.
"This is laced with drugs," and they don't mention that ever after.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
does the same thing with the whiskey, and it never comes back. It's like, drink this special drug
Well, I
whiskey.
mean, the whiskey was when they're about to go party. It's like, alright, we got drugs.
Yeah,
So
but
Yeah, but
this
I
is
mean, did you
laced with
need the
drugs,
drugs to be in the whiskey?
and that makes it better.
It's like, what?
it's like, what type of drugs do you have in this
It
whiskey? First
didn't
of
even
all,
have an effect on him. Like, as soon as Rio starts stabbing dudes, fucking Fudo's like, hey, what the fuck? Why are you stabbing people? He like doesn't give a shit. The whiskey did literally nothing, even though he
and then
chugged
wait,
it.
Rio's
I
explanation
mean,
like, no, I have to stab people.
to be fair,
Yeah.
Rio is Satan.
You couldn't
But like,
explain that to me that you had to fucking murder
Spoiler.
people.
Yeah, seriously.
Um,
It was weird. It was weird.
that's something good to say about
I
it,
think
though.
I think
Oh
okay. I have
shit,
one last
dude.
thing to end, and then
Yeah.
I'll throw the mic over to Max.
Yep.
I think the only major thing that really pushed me off was I could I almost got into like the rhythm around the end of chat of volume two, but when volume three hit, dude, the tone just like woo, the tone just flipped on its head. It just went like
100%.
I mean, we already said about the
That
turtle. The minute the turtle arrived, like we knew like okay, no more jokes.
yeah. That bitch said not today, dude. That shit went fucking crazy.
This
They
anime
actually
villain showed
readapted
up
that
one after
scene
the
a
other.
few times in different iteration of Devilman. I think it's in the anime, and it's also in a collab with 009 Cyborg,
Yeah.
and it's the same scene, and it's still very well done.
All right, Max, here we
Cool.
go.
Yeah, Max, sorry, what were you gonna say before you talk about what you
So
didn't like?
what I thought that the series did really well was the fear of humans. Like when they go raid the house after their parents are
Mm,
accused of being devils and everything.
Mm.
Mm.
Ah, I feel like that would so happen.
like mom mentality, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. You see
Mm-hmm.
what's now happening in the states and everything. Like, I'll just government saying something, and then people will just follow that, and
Yeah.
they're just playing on fear even more, so everyone's even more distressed and just built on emotions. So like they'll just follow whatever someone says.
Yeah,
So
he
like second someone's
definitely
accused, it's like these people gotta fucking go.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
the
definitely
intention was to
depicted
make us
human
feel
emo
uncomfortable. I definitely got a bit of that when fucking the dismembered parts of Mickey were put on pikes
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah,
When she
he
went down the
definitely
stairs and Tare didn't have a body, well, a
he didn't have
head.
like a
oh my
head. Yeah, that
god,
was
yeah.
fucking wild. Yeah, he definitely captured the like human nature very well. Like when put under stress, like Max said it, like mom mentality is definitely gonna take over, and that was depicted very well. Was there something that you didn't like as much, Max?
This whole, like you once said, after Volume 2, this whole thing just went sideways. Up, down, left, right, into the ground, into the sky. Who knows what he was thinking? Like the 20-year time skip, you get
Took some
that.
of that. He took some of that drug whiskey, bro.
So ridiculous. Like after Devilman loses his girl, it's like, no, nothing to fight for or protect.
I mean, at least a
Hmm.
20-year time skip kind of just like it's the end at this point, then you get that. I feel like
Yeah, but there
Yeah.
was no so there was no build up. Like it doesn't
Skip.
matter. Like why would I care about anything at this point?
So
20 years went by. What the fuck
it's
happened?
funny. It's funny that we just finished Naruto, like the Great Ninja War, because
Yeah.
some would say that
That
went on too long, but like,
most would say
yeah,
that.
but this, I mean, I
Oh,
think
what?
I'd like a little bit more, please.
Yeah, it's true. The you
That's
just
why
you
they
know
give
what,
you
dude?
protocol.
Yeah, maybe we're just never fucking satisfied, bro. No,
That's
no.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, we're just fucking
People want
grouchy
a good
old men.
story and they want it now. It takes forever to build the show.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you know what? Going off of what Max said, about the mob mentality and the depiction of human nature at its worst, I will say I did enjoy that as well. The very gritty realism, despite the fact that there are demons and shit, the very real aspect of that, I thought that was super interesting. I also thought the premise was super interesting too. And, had he gone in a different direction with it and not skipped 20 years of the goddamn story, that could have been cool. And I also very much like that nobody in this show has plot armor except Rio, but we know why, and that's because fucking Rio's unkillable because he's actually Satan. But yeah, when Fudo comes back and he's like, "I'll protect you, Miki. You're the only thing I have left in this world," and you just see like her fucking dismembered body being hung on spikes, it's like, holy shit, dude.
They have
Yeah.
to skip her too. It's like
Yeah, it's
unnecessary.
fucking it's
You already
fucking
put the
wild.
head. You don't need to take it apart.
They got some fucking berserk flashbacks from that. I was like, oh
I
my
mean,
god,
and
dude.
there's, I mean, her entire family just gets fucked over, dude. Like her brother,
Seriously.
her parents. Ooh.
Brother. Well, I mean, it's just at the end it was just her and her brother. But yeah, her mom got. Oh no, they're making her bleed. They cut her up and just make her drip. Then the
Yeah,
dad's
it's
on like a
fucked.
spike ball type
Yes,
scenario.
spiky testicle torture
Oh.
machine. Everyone knows that one.
I wish I
And then
could.
there's the classic guys who are like, it's not our fault. It's the humans made us do it. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
shut
and
the fuck up.
that's just more
Slap,
of like
slap.
seeing the worst of humanity. I like that too. It was great. Like there were definitely parts of this manga that I thought were very interesting, and maybe it's just because it didn't age as well, or just we're not used to seeing this kind of manga. But yeah, like I'd say that overall, like I liked it. Like I enjoyed it. I don't feel like I
Yeah.
wasted my time reading this series, and it actually made me curious to watch Devilman Crybaby because it's something I haven't seen yet.
I
I like
think
the ending twist, the thing with Rio's
Yes.
twist.
Yeah.
Oh my
you
god.
liked it.
Well, putting aside the hermaphrodite thing, because that kind of came out of nowhere.
Okay.
But like just seeing the ending, or despite the fact that we saw none of the war again, but like the ending where it's just both of them lying down, a la fucking Sasuke and Naruto, and then you just see that Fudo's dead already, and he
Like he's ripping
failed.
the bottom out of his butt.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, it kind of seeing that made me realize like, yeah, why the fuck did I think that he could win this fucking war? He's fighting an angel, like. So that was really cool too. I like that.
So you know what this made me think of? This made me think of you know how Disney movies are usually based on like old European
Yeah, the
tales.
Grimm
Yeah.
brothers or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, if because of the Disney stuff, we all think like those stories are supposed to have happy endings, while the Grimm
Mhm.
tales have like usually pretty dark endings because
Mhm.
they were made to like scare off children as to like not follow strange people or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any German fairy tale, not a good ending. Hansel and Gretel does not end well. ET's
Jesus.
up.
Yeah,
They
How
get
does that end? How does that end in the Grimm
they
tale?
get
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the kind of like it's like what you just
Disney.
said.
Disney.
Yeah, Disney was like, let's just
I
take
think
this
Snow
one.
White in the German tale actually has sex with all the seven dwarves or something.
No.
Well, that sounds like a good
No?
time.
No,
Well,
don't
I
say
know
it. It's okay.
I don't know if we should be talking about this.
Yeah,
but she
no,
gets
don't.
impregnated and drops gives birth while still being unconscious, or maybe
Hey,
that's
she got
Sleeping
raped by
Beauty.
them, right? Is
Well,
that it?
she does not consent to
Oh
the
yeah, it was yeah. Anyway, like
yeah.
it's so dark. Anyway, we'll
It's
get off
Back to anime.
Back to anime.
Yeah, so like nowadays, I think the
Yeah,
closest
go
thing we
ahead,
can
you want.
relate to is like, remember when Goblin Slayer first came out? People were going like, "Oh, this is so edgy," but like
Hmm.
technically, it's
The
more
first episode.
classic.
Well, that's the thing. Apparent, like I did a little bit of research after reading it, and like apparently this was a, I won't say a staple, but it was way more commonplace during this era, like in for there to be just gore and violence for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe it got more attention and it put manga on the map a little more because it's such a niche medium, kind of like comics are. Like, not a lot of people read comics anymore. But like, Fist of the North Star was like that. Berserk is probably just like a callback to that. Yeah, I think it was just way more commonplace, maybe just to grasp viewers' attention a little more because, Astro Boy is one thing and it's geared towards children, but I feel like maybe some authors wanted to show that this could be a medium for adults too.
And I
True.
think the weirdest part is that even though there was nudity in the series,
Hmm.
none of the time I felt that it felt sexual, in a way.
No,
It just like
definitely
stripped
not.
away. It's sort of like just stripped away from everything that makes us civil, and then like
Yeah.
shows even the darker parts of humanity, which I think there's something there. I can't say I necessarily understand what he was going for all the time, but
Mm.
I can almost see glimpses of brilliance. Not gonna reread this though.
No. Well, I feel like there definitely were deeper meanings and messages behind a lot of the themes during the story. And I don't know. I feel like that's probably not what we're here to read manga for. But given enough time, I feel like with a proper deconstruction, we could come to appreciate the series more. And that's not to say we didn't like it. Like Yuan said, I feel like I also enjoyed it, but it's not something I'd go back to.
There's something we haven't discussed though.
Hmm.
Go ahead, bro.
Miki's personality.
Dude, she's a
Oh,
bitch.
Such a thought. Like a complete.
Yeah. No, you're right. Go keep going.
Like, yes. I forgot his name again. The
Akira.
Fudo. Just call him Fudo.
Fudo's a coward. And she
Mm.
egged him on to be like macho man. And like when finally he fuses with Devilman, he practically ignores her and like couldn't give
Carry
a
my
fuck
bag.
about her. And like he beats the guys up and she's like, oh no no no. Like her whole attitude switch. I'm like, you're such a
Yeah.
basic white girl. Like
Oh
what?
my god. It's a
Doesn't she go?
topical
It turned
conversation.
me on how you beat up those guys.
Yeah. Well, it's in you said you thought it was kind of badass. Yeah. What do you think about that? About
Well, the
what Matt
badass is the okay. So she's badass, as in like she's not a defenseless little girl. At the start when the guys are like, "Hey, butt, hey, you sexy butt, hey, you guys kissing? You guys kissing?" She goes like, "Fuck you!" And they go like, "Oh, a girl being catcalled and not accepting it," and then but it's true that like right after like for those changes, she fucking swoons over and he's like, carry my fucking bag, and she's like, yes sir. And
And
it's reminded constantly that she carries his bag all the time. He's like, oh, bring my bag back, by the way, and she's like, of course, senpai master.
This is what like incels think like how you should
Oh
think.
my god.
Like, yeah, they never go
Jesus.
for the nice guys. They always go for like the guys who treat them like shit. That's
But you
this
know
yeah.
is
what? They both have some valid points though, because despite the fact that her attitude is kind of shitty, and I do think it's kind of cool that she isn't like this defenseless character, and and when they're like, "Hey, what's up, girl?" She's literally like, "Kill yourself, please."
Right.
And then like the next day, she brings a fucking knife
Yeah,
because
exactly.
she
That's right
knows
after
they're
he
coming.
transforms.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like what the
it's like,
fuck? Oh my god. But at the same time, yeah, like Max is right. Like she's a bitch and she's kind of the reason that they got in that beef with those thugs.
yeah.
And and like Etienne said, the whole show, Fudo's like so indifferent to her And all he tells her is, carry my fucking bag, bitch. And she's like, aha! And then when he runs back to the house and like makes it seem like she's the only thing he cares about, that kind of comes out of nowhere, honestly. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You guys are friends, I guess, but I don't know about all that.
Well, you saw her naked when you saved her in the bathroom, but I don't know. That didn't really trigger
That didn't
much.
change shit, apparently.
She
Bro.
be simping, but
She didn't have enough plot. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if she'd be fucking with that.
if only she was Sakura, maybe that would have worked. More plot and.
She would have been even more useless.
Eyes, hair, paint.
My God. Well, I mean, since we're on the subject of characters, let's go over our main characters here. So we went over Miki. What did you guys think about Fudo and Rio?
I mean, I felt he was just fine.
The
Like,
standard generic MC.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I didn't feel any attachment to him. Like, I mean, Max couldn't even remember his name. Um,
That might just be Max, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, I think it's just Mac.
I'm
There's
usually
there's
okay.
there-
for the
there's a bit of
MC.
a ramping like rage within him that we see through the manga a bit.
I did enjoy
That's,
that.
Just a
it's not
wimpy
even
little
him,
bit.
that's just the devil, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the devil in
the
him,
devil's
like,
influence, yeah.
working his
Like, I
magic.
thought-
and it's
Like, when I saw he's a big cow, I'm like, okay, he must have, like, a darker side to him.
Mm.
But, like, he straight up didn't, and it's only the devil that finally gave him a darker side. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
this guy is an
He's
actual
crying
guy.
though through the whole show. There's still like a lot of tears, like single man tears on Devilman's face a lot.
so you're saying he's a crybaby?
Yes,
The
sir.
crybaby. That's why they named the fucking anime on Netflix like that.
So I want to tackle Rio last. So,
Okay.
what do you guys think about the demons though? Because they played a big part.
I mean, I mean, they were cool, but like I said, sometimes it was hard to take them serious because they just looked way too goofy to me. Even
Yeah.
the shell demon was cool, but then he'd turn around and he'd be like, "Nyeh, like some fucking He-Man ass villain. It's like, all right, dude. That's what every demon sounded like in my head, just because they looked that silly to me.
Honestly, feel like the turtle demon and that's the one that has the most the one I remember the most.
Siren was cool. I liked Siren.
Siren was cool, and the Simpin,
The
the
Ox.
Siren Simpin demon.
Oh, Terrakion.
Yeah,
he's a
that's the
he's a Gorgon, dude.
A-A-I-M.
Yeah, Kame, exactly.
Kame, yeah.
Kame, whatever.
I'm just gonna say Kame because
Fuse with
Yeah.
me, like, but I'll die. Just fuse. I swear. Here's $20.
I want to feel you inside me just once.
I want to feel your beating heart.
Jesus.
But that was interesting too, because it showed that demons, they're not just like hate and killing people. There was this, we see that in that interaction between Kame and Siren, and it kind of shows a bit more. And I wish there was more of that, because the rest of the demons are just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and just try to like kill Devilman and all the other thing. I always think it's interesting when an author tries to have us gain some empathy with the villain themselves, and I think it's a hard trick to pull, of course.
Well, that's what makes a good villain, right?
Yeah, but that's what makes it good. And I just felt we didn't get enough of that, but maybe also that wasn't the intention, and he didn't want
Yeah.
us to empathize with demons.
Shame we didn't have like a 20-year period to just
Yeah.
explore or so. I don't know, just throwing that out
And
there.
100 more volumes, to
Yeah.
cover
You know what would have made the Siren fight better?
Shoot.
If Game actually helped her in the goddamn fight instead of looking at it, showing up, cut off my head, fuse, and die. It's like,
Well, did he not show up when she was about to die though?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real, he was there the whole time. He kind of just zapped into appearance, like,
That's kind of true. Yeah, the devil's powers were very
Ambiguous.
well, there you go. They were they went very much unexplained. So I don't
it's like,
know.
where's this nuclear level power that we haven't seen?
Yeah. Although it did make for a cool moment though, because like I said, no character has plot armor in this show. So, Devilman got fucking pierced in the tum-tum and 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 he was
And
like,
also
shit,
lost his arm.
yeah, and he was like, oh shit, dude, I'm fucking dead. It's over. And then he looks up at Siren and he's like, what? Why isn't she killing me? And then, we come to find out that they died, which I thought was kind of cool.
Also, I
The next
we
day,
did see
the next day, Fudo's
power.
also like full, like no
Wait.
missing parts. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
immortal.
Yeah. Wait, what did you say, Max, just now?
We did see nuclear level power. That white light thing.
Yeah, what the fuck was
The
that?
one nose activated.
Angel Grace.
Was that straight up
Angel-
just Satan doing that?
I think so.
That's fucking...
Even Satan or
He just
angels.
made Moscow disappear, just like
Yeah.
even though that's the people controlling Moscow? Question mark.
Yeah, Rio really turned around
That
and said, I don't give
that
a
whole
fuck.
missile thing was like, why? Why even bother putting that if it didn't come to anything? All you did was make Moscow disappear after they launched their missiles.
That's so true.
Um,
But I mean, I feel like it raised the stakes, and I think it went to reinforce what you were saying about mob mentality and all that. But other than what we've said, Max, did you find anything interesting or maybe something you didn't like about the demons?
It seemed to be too few. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like the 20-year period you did. Like, like looking at all this, it's like I really think he did have more that he wanted to draw. But,
Yeah.
Like, you're like, nah, you have to cut it. And it's like,
I definitely think that that's what happened. This man
because he
was
set up
going-
so many things. Like, just this whole Moscow thing is like, just came out of nowhere. It's like, you're not going to develop through this. What the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. That and like the whole Devilman recruitment plan, like just all of a sudden there were like 20 Devilmen, and it's like, okay.
And Xenon, like, we didn't really get to see his powers.
He doesn't even show up in the last fight, like, okay.
He's like, he's standing the big boss, and then I'm about to say insane. It's big
I'm
boss.
the
but-
boss.
He's like the big boss. Like, we should still see his fight, you know?
Literally. Well, I mean, yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that he just got cut for whatever reason.
okay. So, I mean, we pretty much did a good run around on the whole series. Do you guys want to just end with like your favorite moment?
Well, hold on, we haven't
Hold
talked
on, I
about
got
Rio, bro.
Oh,
We
right.
haven't talked about Rio yet.
Um,
I mean, if you guys want to.
okay. I guess we could.
Yeah.
I feel
Was-
like we should.
Yeah,
okay,
right? It's kind of
wa-
important.
Was anybody expecting the twist at the end?
Yes.
Wait, what?
I'm like,
No, not the, wait, do you mean the Satan twist or the hermaphrodite twist?
I had the same twist.
Okay. Yeah.
Crybaby, so I don't count.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, when
Yeah.
you were watching, did you up to until that point did you expect him? Or expect him, her?
From what I remember, no. I always thought that Rio was a bit weird. Him
Yes.
having all that knowledge and stuff like that, and it was definitely like I was wondering where they were going with it, and when that popped out, I was like, "Oh,
Hmm.
fuck! All right."
Yeah,
But,
they made it very clear that there was something up with Rio throughout the show, and starting pretty early on. Like the hints were vague, and I thought there was a pretty good build-up actually.
I think they kind of revealed that the mask itself wasn't doing anything. It was just like plaster and stuff like
think-
that.
Yeah, it was
Like,
just
that
like a
was way
ruse.
late.
he wasn't actually this guy's kid, and that was like, oh, what? Where's
That
that
was
going?
super interesting. Yeah, that was super cool.
He
Max,
just,
so
like,
you
how he
said
lived
you,
through all the dangerous fights. It's like that's.
but
it's
now
all
we know
sucked.
why, dude.
His
Now we know why.
attitude- He got hit by that claw of
That
the
bird
siren.
lady? Yeah.
Yeah, Siren's
that
metal claw.
everyone died to, and it's like you're gonna live, really?
Is that
And
where
then,
you were like,
it's almost like his evilness and thing was just weird. And I was like, okay, he's definitely gonna turn on Devilman at one point. That was my
Oh,
thought.
oh shit?
I was like, I didn't call that it was Satan immediately. I just called that like it was evil. Like he got taken by a demon, took possession of him. And then when they introduced Satan, I'm like, ah, yeah, definitely, that's it. That's Satan. If he's in play, that's the piece to be. You know? Like his all his stupid predictions and shit. Like, shut up.
So wait, the moment he got stabbed by the claw and didn't die, that was
Like
like,
the
all
moment
right, this
demons started
motherfucker's
talking
a.
about Satan and shit, I'm
Sorry,
like, yeah,
sorry. Could you
probably
repeat that? I didn't hear that.
the moment the demons talking about like Satan is controlling the situation, I was like, alright, that's him.
Damn,
Shit.
boy.
Nice fucking call.
Fucking Sherlock Holmes over here.
Yeah, we're
Not Sherlock
seriously.
Holmes, it's gut bet.
Yeah, I guess I'm
Yeah,
just
well,
fucking
you
stupid,
you
man.
said you every one that you were betting on just lost, so
Yeah, well, yeah, it's always the unimportant thing, though.
nice.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, it was a cool twist. It would have been interesting to see it develop maybe over a 20-year period, but it was a cool twist, to say the least. I didn't hate it. It made sense. Although the fact that they had to introduce that fucking like memory altering demon, I thought that was pretty dumb. I was like, all
Yeah.
right,
He looked pretty dumb too.
yeah,
I think
yeah. That's the
The
thing. He was
eye
like a
with the fur.
he
he looked
looked
like
like
a
a
fucking
giant Furby.
yeah. He looked like Tangela or that stupid fucking hairball from the Barnyard movie.
Oh,
But yeah,
perhaps.
I thought that was weird. It was like, dude, you're fucking Satan. Could you not have done that to yourself? But whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. Okay. So, I mean, do you guys have a favorite moment?
I mean, you didn't really talk much about Rio at all. Do you just not? Are you
I
just
I think
in
he
your
just
just doesn't
I'm
want
just
to.
not feeling it, dude. I don't know what to say. Like,
What's your favorite moment, everyone? Shoot
Yeah,
off.
okay.
You want.
All right.
What's your favorite moment? Finishing the manga.
I guess the moment that at least impacted me the most was with the turtle. Um, when he reveals that the little girl is on her well his shell, but then the little girl's like still conscious for a bit, and then she's like, "All right, just punch through my face to kill him." Like, okay. And then after he punches and kills the turtle, well, kills her and the turtle as a result. Like her eyes are still open, so he like closes her eyes. I thought that was pretty. It's not. It's hard. It's hard to say it's my favorite because I don't want this to be my favorite, but it's like the most impactful moment for me.
Twisted human being.
Yeah.
What about you, Etienne?
My favorite moment. I mean, I like the turtle fight for sure, but I don't want to say the same thing as you on. So I'll say the ending when he's talking like next to well Ryu's talking to Fudo, like, and then he's dead. I think it was an interesting moment. Uh, yeah, I think that's the one I like the most.
Okay. Max?
No, there are so many good choices. It's so hard to pick.
Yeah?
If anything, his
You can't say
stupid dream
that.
where the script didn't match. I thought that was so ridiculous.
Wait, what?
When the guy was talking about his dead dad and he was just smiling out of his ass, I was just like, what?
That's your favorite
So
part?
dumb. Yeah, because it didn't match. It was so just so goofy. I was like, this is how this manga's going.
Oh my god. Shit. Well, I have to say, despite the exposition dump, I did like the beginning because I mean, obviously we know that Fudo was gonna become the Devilman. It's pretty fucking obvious. But I liked the build up. Like I didn't mind the exposition as much. I was like, I am following. I understand. And I liked that Rio knew he couldn't be the one to do it, so he was like, "You're my best friend, bro. I trust you to do this. Can you relieve me of this burden?" And Fudo was like, "Yeah, sure." And then there was
Well,
like a
no, no,
cool.
no. It wasn't. Yeah, sure. It was like, oh my god, demons are chasing us. Please, you have to go in here.
Well, that's the thing. It wasn't that at first. At first, Rio was gonna give him like his last day as a human, but then the demon showed up, and I thought that scene was that whole part. I thought that was super interesting. Then they got into the room, and then the explanation about Black Mass and Black Sabbath I thought was cool. And then obviously they weren't gonna fucking die, but when the demons started invading and possessing people, I thought that was dope because it would the author did a good job of just like not making Fudo lose his mind for no reason, like because he's still a sharp kid, quote unquote. So when finally he was about to get murder faced, that's when he lost his reason and he got possessed and he became
Yeah.
Devilman. So I thought that was cool.
All right.
No, I'll take it back. It's when Miki pulled out a knife. That was pretty good. Everyone starts pulling out weapons, like bang.
Just your
And then Rio,
usual.
like, I got a gun.
God damn.
Very Miki. That's good, actually. Thinking back on it.
I hate you so much. All right. So I mean, are we giving this thing a score, or do we not do that on shorts?
No, let's go ahead and do it.
All right.
Etienne, go for it since you saw the. All right.
I'll give it a 23.
Okay.
That's
Give it a
fine.
23 because it's the style I didn't particularly like in general. I mean, I like one of the style. I like the demon, but the main character and the the Popeye looking bad trio and stuff like that. It's just not my cup of tea. As I said, the exposition dump where there were paragraphs and paragraphs of text pretty much all along the thing where I feel like it could have been shortened at least, or just show us instead of saying.
Show instead of tell.
Yeah, thank you. The plot itself got the pace was a bit weird at time, and yeah, the 20 year skip was like, oh, okay, we're just skipping 20 years, all that. All right. Sometimes it was hard to follow a bit when things were happening at different places in the world, and in general, the concept was cool and interesting, and the fight scenes were. I think the two fight scenes between Devilman and Siren and Devilman and Shinzen, whatever, the turtle guy.
Turtle Boy.
They
Yeah.
were honestly the big highlights of it for me.
Donatello.
Yeah. Big
That's
team
rough.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. Just didn't grab me as much as other stuff.
Yeah, I think honestly you fucking nailed it. Yeah, Max called me today and he literally said, dude, the pacing in this is so fucked. And I very much agree with that. Like the pacing ruined it. The aged quote unquote art didn't do it for me. Although I will say there were interesting plot elements and like the concept, like you said, was cool. So I'm gonna give it like a 25, maybe 24. Yeah, 24, 25, 23 sounds about right. Yeah.
I'm
that
also
area.
gonna give it 25. I feel like it's right in the middle. Everything's just
It's average.
everything's a 5.
Yeah.
5 across the board on any category that we're talking about. So it's a 50%er. We could definitely find worse things, worse mangas.
Is that a challenge?
That's very well said. No, it's not. You
But
shut up.
no, but if I were gonna put like a manga in the middle of a pile of something, it's gonna be there.
I mean, so for me, the score is also going to be 25, but my reason is simple. I think it's just a coin flip whether I like this or not.
Mm.
And
Like, do you think if you had read it on a different day, you were in a bit of a different mood, you would have enjoyed it more?
yeah, I guess. I mean, like, I think if it was like a rainy day and like I just stubbed my toe and like
My
and
girlfriend broke up with me. My
Yeah.
mom died. My
Yeah.
dog shot him.
yeah, my
Sad
dog
fuck.
shot himself exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, I could
Yeah,
I
I
could
mean-
probably get in the mood for this, but like on most days, probably not.
Okay, that's fair. So, I mean, we're all pretty much in agreement.
Yeah,
I think it's a
it's
niche.
average. It's very mediocre. You think it's a niche, it's in? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think this manga, because and there's a lot more than this is like the original Devilman.
Yeah,
think.
I know there's
Yes.
like sequels and
Yeah, there are like fucking 700 of those.
yeah,
Yeah.
so people are into this.
Finding where to read this thing was actually difficult.
Yup,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, but that's the thing. There are things to like, and I'm sure people like it more than we do. It was just, I don't think it was something. I don't think it was what we were expecting, and so our expectations were.
Shattered.
Yeah, it's not, well, I wouldn't say shattered. They just
It
maybe
was for me.
weren't
I mean,
met.
to be
Yeah.
fair, I came in there with no expectations. I saw the first picture. I was like, this is gonna be interesting.
Well, I read the first 3 pages and I was like, this is fucking Astro Boy. This is gonna be like this is gonna be fine. And then people started getting impaled and shit, and I was like, what the fuck? So I was like,
What did you
okay,
think Devilman was gonna bring people around like for tea or something?
I don't know, man. Maybe he would have he would have resolved all his problems
You're like, oh,
peacefully.
it's a
I thought
romantic
you guys
comedy.
were even like little
Yeah.
boys, but no.
There's
There
one
you
thing I
go.
can recommend you guys is that to go watch the anime.
The
It's
Netflix anime, yeah.
Yeah, Netflix anime. Honestly, it's the same overarching plot. There's a few more storyline with
Okay.
different characters through it, but you'll be able to follow with what you've read.
There's base, he said.
I also
Yeah,
heard that
it's
the
the same,
animation is
and I
very
think
good.
it's done better. The writing, the exposition, all that, it's done like a lot better.
Cool. I also heard that the art and the animation was really good.
It is really good. It's the yeah.
Is there a 20-year time skip?
I can't remember, but I'll
Shit.
say that I don't think so.
That's fantastic. That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Um, wow, guys,
Ending with
this is
project. What shall our follow-up be?
yes. Well, first of all, I was gonna give us a little pat on the back because we finally did a short that was a short,
Yes.
and it wasn't 3 hours long like every other short we've done.
And it didn't
Where-
take all that long to read, to be honest. So if anyone
That's
wants
true.
to rock an hour and a half,
Yeah.
There's only so much content in this one.
If you've got an hour to kill and it's raining outside and you stubbed your toe and your dog killed itself recently, apparently,
Yep.
then this is the series for you.
basically, if you start reading this while we start this talk show podcast,
You'll be done.
Yeah,
You'll be done by the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, so everybody agreed on this, and our next episode will be a short as well, to ensure that we can find a lengthier series, to have multiple episodes for our next season. We're gonna do what is called a anime tournament of power, which is basically gonna be a roundtable discussion of us deciding which two anime that we pit against each other is the superior anime, and it's gonna work like a single elimination tournament bracket. So the winner moves on to the next round and will face off against another anime. And I just had this thought, Yuan, but that's something we could put on YouTube, on the YouTube channel as well, if
Oh,
you're
yeah,
willing
we
to
could.
like to
We have
OBS
YouTube?
that or some.
Yeah. I got.
So we could put it up here on we'll put it up here on the Spotify probably, but I did make a
And all the
bracket.
other things.
I did make a bracket. So if someone's willing to screen capture that, we can put it on the YouTube channel, and that's probably that's what next episode is going to be. It's just going to be an anime tournament of power, and by the episode after that, we'll hopefully have found a lengthy series to start season 3.
Yeah. With enough luck, we'll be able to announce what it is at the end of the next episode.
Yeah, we'll do some research.
All right.
And,
Just to cap off, speaking of the YouTube channel, I am creating some original content. So this month I'm calling it Full Metal Alchemist Month because I'm re-uploading our older episodes, and I also made a few new videos that's sort of like explain the Full Metal Alchemist universe. So you guys can go check that out. Um, and yeah, I think that's about all.
All right.
Cool.
So we'll see you next episode then. I think it's going to be a fun one, honestly. I'm excited.
It's gonna be more relaxed. We're probably gonna be
Better
some
be.
shouting.
It is not going to be relaxed. There is going to be there's going to be a lot of debating.
Okay.
We've had some chaotic episodes before. I think next episode is going to be our most chaotic episode.
Oof.
Because this is some for you dummies at home. I am not showing the other I'm not showing my co-podcasters here the bracket until the episode starts. So it's going to be fun.
Oh god. Oh god.
If you
All right.
pit Digimon versus Pokemon, I swear to God.
No, Digimon's not in there.
That's even worse.
Well, hey, I sent you guys the list. Y'all could have put it in there, but you
I
didn't.
disagree all of a sudden with the list.
All right, close us off.
It's a joke. It's okay.
All right. Thank you everybody for coming on this brief journey with us on Devilman. Etienne suggests that you watch the anime, but we do not suggest you read the manga.
If you can, if you want to compare, of course.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
listen, if you got a bus ride to kill or a metro ride an hour long,
Well, no,
crank it
you
out
don't want
super
to
fast.
you don't want to open this book in the metro in case somebody sees what you're reading though,
That is also true. Put
because
your screen brightness very low.
yeah.
Anyway.
In this pandemic time, if someone's seeing what's on your screen, tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, right. Also that.
So yeah,
Ugh.
that's all for me for today.
Yeah,
That's gonna be you on saying goodbye.
that's VJ signing off.
Yes,
Max,
I know.
out of here.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead. You gonna stay here? Is that what you said?
Max is out of here, is what he said.
All right, well, I guess I'm the last one. I'll close the lights on the way out.
Oh, you're the
There you go.
fourth dummy. What do you mean?
Yeah, dude.
I guess I am.
Don't
Why
forget to
did you
mop the
know
floor.
number 3 for so long?
Don't forget to mop
You
the
mean
floor,
water.
dude.